I believe this is, correct me if I'm wrong, is this the first time you're performing at Pablo Center here in Eau Claire?
I think the last time we were, you're like at Eau Claire. Is that like Chippewa Falls, that kind of area?
Northern Wisconsin State Fair area, in that area.
Yeah, I think 2011. I think we did maybe the fair.
That's right. Yep, because
Chippewa Falls. I think.
You're correct. I remember being up there as that show began. I was up there with one of the radio stations in my building, so I saw the beginning of that concert. I can picture it right now, in fact. But yeah, that was the summer of 2011. So Pablo Center is a fairly new place. It's been open for about 5.5 years now. Really, and I know you performed in like a myriad of beautiful places, but the particular theater, it's the RCU Theater in Pablo, is really designed really well for acoustics and such. So I think you guys are really going to like performing in that venue in a couple.
That would be wonderful. We just played at the Ryman Auditorium.
Wow.
In Nashville. And it just blew my mind. We sold out and all that stuff, but it's that nervous thing. You go to the home of country music, and from Los Angeles, California. I thought, oh crap, and they loved us. And all of a sudden, let me grab this. My mother always said, "Self-praise is no praise at all." So all of a sudden, I get this plaque. The state of Tennessee recognizes Three Dog Night honorary 2024 Band of the Year for Tennessee. I mean, I thought, wow, that's a nice. And that was after they heard us play.
Oh, well, that's good. So apparently they still like the music. So you've won over Tennessee, so that's good. One stay off the list.
That is good. I hear that you're quite a singer. Choirs, right?
I do some choirs up here. Wow, I think this literally might be the first time that an artist had a question for me about.
I always usually, if I have time, I'll see. I want to see who I'm talking to. All of their history, because that's interesting.
You're correct. Because I do a lot of just singing in choirs. I've been doing that since middle school up here. And did it in high school and show choir and madrigal singing in college, of course, and did choir there. And then after I came back here after college, sung in choirs here in the Eau Claire area. I love singing. It's in my blood. My mom was/is a singer, and I got it from her. And hopefully my soon to be 3-year-old daughter will be.
It's tough when you start and learn all that stuff. But we have we'll be doing an a cappella song on the show, which it'll be on the new album. So you get it. I don't know if you're going to be around then, but it's pretty cool. It's funny. We didn't know. Where do you put a cappella song in the middle of a lot of lucky enough to have a lot of hits? Where do you put it in this set? You figure it's going to slow things down and we didn't know where to put it, so we put it in the encore. We figured, well, let's put it there. And it gets a standing ovation every night. We have never had a song that's done that. That's crazy, So should check it out. It's pretty good. The conductor for the Moody Blues did the charts, Larry Baird. He just passed this year.
Oh, wow.
But anyway, it's exciting.
That's really cool. The Moody Blues Connection, especially. How many other? Because it's The Road Ahead. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's the name of the upcoming album.
Tentatively, yeah. We'll see. There's a lot of. I'm not sure. We're done with the album. We're going to tweak it a little more, but we'll see. We'll see if it might be there's still The Road Ahead. We'll find out.
Okay, so I was going to ask how many songs you're into on the project, but
10 songs, and then I'm also producing another album. And by the way, it's with the original engineer that did all our hits. I mean, it's like, and then we're doing it. I bought Alice Cooper's house, and it was a studio here, so we did it here at the studio. I think it's really good.
Good.
We'll see.
Is there a time frame on the release?
No, I don't think that. The only time I think it's crazy to release is November, December for people, because all record companies they're all getting their year-end bonuses, and they're all going off skiing in the mountains and taking long breaks. So, but I think it should be out within the next 2 months.
Okay.
But that'll lock in with our shows. And we at first when we started, we thought we knew what the hell how to choose what the hit can be. And sometimes for an artist, it's the worst thing because they're so invested in certain songs because maybe they spent a month on it, or they wrote the song about a dead relative or whatever, and we've decided that we're going to put the album out and just see the plays it gets, and then we're going to. That's the songs we're going to do instead of trying to stuff our favorite songs down to people. The songs that we see that they keep on, listening to. We'll put those in the set slowly.
Well, that's good, and. When that does come out, when we get the studio recordings out, I know we always play like new music from our classic artists because we play late 60s to early 90s music on our station, but every week we play a song from a classic artist. Like when Billy Joel's song came out, we gave it a play, that sort of stuff. So whenever it comes from Three Dog Night, that'll get played as well on our weekly features. So
maybe you can help. You guys can help get some votes to see what people like. I mean, they don't have to hear the whole album, but
we probably could. Yeah. When it comes out, give us a heads up on when it's all released, and maybe we can throw out.
All right, we'll get on the radio with you and just do a thing.
Make the call here because we play a lot of Three Dog Night music as it is. But
they tend to always play. Maybe not you guys, but people tend to play about 5 songs.
Well,
to
be honest,
21 consecutive top 40 hits, and it's crazy.
Well, and to be honest, we kind of do the same thing too because we're looking at what are the songs that tend to get played most around the country. So we're kind of going from what they do. Okay, on that question though, or on that concept. So 21 top 40s, 18 top 20s in a row. But the thing that's always struck me about Three Dog Night music is, there's obviously a thread, but it's not like the same song over and over and over.
Genres. We pride ourselves in doing every genre, probably except jazz. And I like jazz, but other than that, we've easy listening charts. We've been on the pop charts, the rock charts, the country charts. Number 1 on the R&B charts with "Mama Told Me Not to Come," and then we recorded an album with the London Symphony Orchestra at Abbey Road Studios, where the Beatles recorded. So we're on the classical charts also. So, and people say, "Well, what kind of music do you like?" Or I like good music. That's it. And my objective is to serve the song. Any song, even if it was a hit before. It's probably suicide to try to do the song the same way it was as a hit. You've got to make it your own song. And I think any hit song could be probably done 4 ways. It can be country, it can be done rap, it can be done whatever. So just good music, well presented. Usually will keep you in business.
What do you think was, of all those hits, which was the strongest song? That it could have been done in other instrumentations, other artists, whatever. But what was the strongest actual work, the song itself?
Yeah, there wasn't one. With us, is usually the first song on the first side of every LP we thought was a single. And it never was. It always "Joy of the World" was the 3rd release on that album. 2 other songs were hits already, and that came out, and that was only because of DJs saying, "Hey, you guys, this is crazy." One was the same way. That was the 3rd release. So I don't have a stronger song because if we're playing with the symphony orchestra, the ballads will tend to get more fleshed out, really, really gorgeous. and like I said, Larry Baird was did the conductor for our symphony stuff. So there's some just beautiful stuff. But I would say, I know this sounds funny. My oldest son. By the way, my two sons are in the band now. So I'm really thrilled. But we get a lot of requests for movie themes and TV things like that. And we did a song called "I Can Hear You Calling," which is never a hit or anything, but I love it. You know, one of those songs that a lot of people don't know about that we did, and it just is funky, funky. You got the junk. It's put an ear spanking on you, and it's one of the songs that it wasn't fleshed out where it's all all production, a lot of overdubs. It's just there you go.
Would you say that that's like your I don't know favorite, but one of the most underrated songs where if there's a casual fan that knows just the hits, is that one, or is there a different one or ones that you'd point to and say, really, folks, you got to listen to these songs. They may not have been singles, but listen to them. What would be those?
Anybody who wants to they should listen to Heavy Church or I Can Hear You Calling. Those two songs are Heavy Church is probably about 30 over the vocal over the choral things. It's just crazy, but I like it from that point of view. And the other one is just raw power band, with a big B3, growling B3 with a groove and a cowbell and screaming our butts off. And that's what I love about what we do is you don't get bored. Anybody coming. Everything kind of turned into musical ghettos after a while. All of a sudden, when we first toured, it was James Taylor, us, and Led Zeppelin. Now, would you ever get bookings like that now? Can you imagine that? James Taylor, Three Dog Night, and Led Zeppelin.
Wow. Yeah.
And then it turned into the metal festival and the country festival. I kind of liked it the other way.
More eclectic is better because you get more variety on that.
Well, that's it. Well, our whole set is that. It's every genre. Old-fashioned love song, it's kind of a real old 40s kind of thing to it's funky you can get, as we can get.
What was the most fun you ever had in the studio?
That I can tell you about legally? I'm joking. What was the most fun? Probably, in retrospect, as being at the Brian Wilson's Pet Sounds sessions when they did the album. God only knows I was there for that.
Gosh.
And he had me. I was a contender, believe it or not, to sing Good Vibrations, but the first one, not the one he ended up with when he first did it.
Wow.
He did it, and it sounded like a big swimmy Phil Spector kind of. The final Good Vibrations has all the little different breaks in it all the way through.
Yeah.
This had a big swimmy, double drummed, with a big Barry harmonica kind of a thing. Anyway, he played me the demo. That's when I met him, and I got to sit there and watch a genius record.
Oh my gosh!
But I don't think people realize. I mean, McCartney. He's McCartney. It's an idol for him. Brian is one of his idols. Because when the Beatles started, what they would do is they recorded Abbey Road Studios, and I'm sure the physical layout of the Studio 2.
Yep.
You're down in the studio, and you got to walk up all these stairs to get to the control room.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Then when they first started, they would play the songs, and then finally, the guys, the white lab technician guys, they went, okay, thank you, boys, we'll phone you, and then Paul would have to phone from a pub. Can we come in and hear the stuff? And Brian, arranged, produced. He could sing every part on a record, and he could engineer it. He could do everything. Just amazing.
I've always loved Pet Sounds. That I am envious that you got to be there, getting to talk. I think you might be the first person I've talked to in one of these interviews who was there.
Well, because there's only about 3.
Right, I know there weren't not that many to go around, so that is really cool. You've had several live albums for the band. Which live album do you think is the best from Three Dog Night?
Well, yeah, live albums usually, and I think you know this, usually it's a stopgap for record companies. It's like they want you to do 2 or 3 albums a year. It sounds crazy now, but then. So if you hadn't really finished your album, it's a filler, that kind of filler. It's a good filler, but it's almost to get time, Well, you got to put something out. So let's do a hits album. So I don't have a favorite because they're funny. And in Japan, they're different. In different countries, they're actually different. The songs and the order of songs they put on.
Yeah, I know. The Japanese releases they'll end up sometimes with like extra songs or, like you said, different track lists.
And beautiful photos. The work is just beautiful. They do a really good job.
Yeah, always kind of been. That's another one where you go, wait, oh my gosh, they get the extras over there. That's always so cool, and that seems to happen a lot. Which I'm great for them that they get extra music. That's really good. We were talking about, you mentioned singing earlier on. And this, I like to ask this about other singers because obviously doing what I do, and then of course voice work on the radio. I'm literally using my voice. I was listening to an interview that you done. I want to say it's about a year ago or so, or whenever it was, and you were talking about how your voice has evolved over time. Your range has changed a little bit, but yet the song keys stay the same. So how do you, if you can describe it, why do you think your voice has changed over the years, and B, how do you keep it in shape to still sing so well with all of these concerts every few days?
I used to smoke 2 packs of cigarettes a day and did all sorts of naughty stuff that's not good for your throat years ago. And then everything happened until about 78. And then Three Dog was no more, and then I ended up managing groups. And I remember in the late 70s, I was going to do a solo album, and I think it was mental. I kind of lost my voice. I couldn't sing. I went to Ireland, where I was born, and I spent about 2 weeks just driving around Ireland, singing every day, and I've got my voice back. And I kind of developed different muscles than the ones I had before. I had that choice of do you want to sing high or really high power, high like an opera singer, like Steve Perry, or so, where you can just push it through, or do you want to rely on falsetto? And I said, man, no, let's go for it. So I can sing higher now than I can. Well, you're a singer. I'm 81. I can hit full voice, chest voice, D, over middle C, but powered out. And I'd rather do that. That works better with harmonies, I think. When you have 3-part harmony, and either you have the guy singing the high part is basically doing a Mickey Mouse, or do you want to just be able to power with a big high bell note? So that's what I did. I just had to regain my voice, and it came back differently, but it came back better. I don't want to mention names, but people almost all of them lower the keys when they're older. And the problem with that is you lower the key, the guy playing guitar, all his all the chords that he played with, they're in a different string sometimes. It changes the original sounding track.
Yeah.
It was that too
It's always
weird for you.
No, that's perfect. That one. The thing is that always throws me off a little bit. I'm more of kind of an originalist when it comes to what I hear on the radio and what I heard listening to albums and those. And so when I hear the different keys, I'm like, wait, what? It changes, and that's just for me. And I'm sure for different people, it may matter a lot. It may matter not at all. But it sounds different as an audience member. Like, okay.
You're saying somebody was saying a song, and then you go back to see the same person, and they change the key, but it's the same person.
Yeah,
and it doesn't sound. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't. It's not the same.
Right.
It's not like the. It's just. Sometimes you can't do anything about it. You have a magic take on a record, and it's just you're never going to beat it.
Right. Yeah. I could be wrong on this, but I believe when Billy Joel did Turn the Lights Back On the Grammys, I think he'd already. I could be wrong. I got to double check the original recording, but it sounded like he already pulled it down like a half step or a full step.
I would. Yeah, I'm not saying a word. I didn't say his name. You did.
I know, but there was an example from like literally 3 days ago. Watching that, and I caught that. And I went, oh, then move that down. Now again, it could be what's his voice like right there, and there could be all.
He was really up there on the early hits.
Right,
the Piano Man, he was up in the stratosphere. He was like, he's lowered. I don't know what it is. Why that happens?
Each person's voice to their own. I mean, sometimes it's a matter of how you take care of it. Sometimes it's your body does what your body does.
I don't think he was a smoker, though. I don't know.
I don't know if he was either. But yeah,
But I mean, there's people. I can hear people when they're older. Some people they go to the. Hey, how you doing? How are you? It's like, how old are you? Well, I went to your concerts when I was in high school. I'm looking at him going, what? You came to the concert? Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah. Your audience now, what is it like? Demographic is like you mentioned that. What are the demographics?
It's basically older, but we have people in their 40s, 50s. We get kind of airline pilot guys, 50, 55 or 60. But we get them every age, and I'm real proud of it.
Very cool.
And proud of my sons. Yeah, Dash Hutton. But both of my sons actually played with other groups. Well, they do now, but I think they're happy to be on tour. It's crazy. I don't know many bands that have national hits that have two of their sons in the band. Maybe Dawes, right?
And Willie Nelson.
Oh, Willie Nelson's kids, I think, are in the kind of his band, the sons.
Yeah, but it's not that many. No.
No. And actually, they're getting along.
That's even better. You don't want to have the drama there. Is touring that much different from it, let's say even 10, 20 years ago? Or has it pretty much been like the logistics been the same over the past, since, the quote-unquote modern era of touring, I guess?
Yeah, I guess. Well, imagine in 69, you would, we had a black drummer, too. So in 69, you go down to Texas, and they'd either be doing this, hey, you boy or girl. I mean, it sounds crazy. 69, that would be happening a lot of places before that whole outlaw country thing happened. And Floyd, we had Hoyt Axon, the guy that wrote that wrote Joy to the World. We'd be on the tour bus, and we were assigned to the same management. So he had a big black Cadillac, and he's like 6'2", 280. I mean, big, strong guy. So he opened for us for a while, and we'd go afterwards. We'd go to a club, and there'd be a bouncer there, and then Floyd would be with us, and they would go, everybody come in, you can't come in, sir. And then Hoyt would come up to the bouncer and say, he's coming in, dude, get out of the way. But it was, so that's how touring has changed in a way. And you would put on the TV at 11 or 12, and then Indian would come up, the test screen Indian. There's three stations. So, all of that's changed. Now we have a bus, and we get freaked out when we don't have a Wi-Fi all the time. We're so spoiled. Oh man, fix this, dude. And then there was the makeshift wooden bunks, all that craziness.
Oh boy. Well, at least touring is way more efficient and way better by all accounts nowadays.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, it's good. I mean, it's good, and we've got without no baloney. The band, everybody, the crew, they're just great guys. And I don't have to tell you, you know the rumors. I mean, different groups, and they all ride in different buses.
Mm-hmm.
They don't talk to each other when they're off. And it gets all that prima donna crap. There's none of that.
That's good.
With us.
That's good.
Yeah.
There'll be good chemistry on stage. This is going to be a fun show coming up February 24th. Pablo Center, first performance of Pablo after those fair shows, because I looked up, there were three, 8301, and like you said, 2011, at the Northern Wisconsin State Fair, which, by the way, has a new, if you ever happen to see that, they've built a permanent stage up there now. It's really nice.
Okay.
Up in Chippewa Falls. So if you guys ever happen to come back up to the fair,
we'll be back.
yeah, plenty. This has been an honor. This has been really cool to get the chance to talk to you, Danny Hutton. This has been awesome. And
all right, good luck with your choir. And let's when the new album comes out, we'll maybe get a hold of you. We'll maybe have some of your people pick what should be the single. That would be fun.
We'll give that a go. I'll look out for that, and we'll try to do some voting up here and see what we can do.
All right.
I love it. Awesome.
Beautiful.
Thanks for talking to you. Take care,
All
Danny.
right.